Shalom, my name is Yoshua Yaakov ben Abraham and I'm making this video from Jerusalem. Okay, the good news is, folks, it's not the end of the world. Tomorrow Barack Obama is sworn in as president. The world economy is in meltdown. Okay, I want to put a few things in perspective in this video. A number of people said, who are you to talk as you do? And say the things that you say and so on and so forth. And I hate that hat, and it's a kippah, not a hat. When I came to Israel 23 years ago, I wore a baseball cap. Things have changed. Okay, Barak began running for president 2 years ago. The world has changed. Barak has not. Okay, I want to put something in perspective, and I'm kind of desultorily approaching it, and it's this. America got a political leader, one of the best, a very qualified, moral, competent leader. Okay, Israel got a spiritual leader. Now, a 66-year-old man whose income lives in 2 rooms, whose income is $16,000 a year from Social Security. Now, surely nothing he says you're going to listen to, right, folks? All right. Okay. The ways of God are strange. All right. So let us put a few more things in perspective. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. All right. There is the world economy in meltdown, but there's a larger context, and that is the end of man and mankind's exile and the global transformation of man and mankind. Very few people are connected to that yet, or as I should say, not nearly enough. And in that context is the global economy in meltdown. Okay, so America got a political leader, Israel got a spiritual leader. His name is Yerushalayim's Yoshua. That's me. Okay, so Barack Obama's campaign branded the candidate, and he acquired the soft power to get himself elected. Unfortunately, he's lacking one thing, and that's the hard power, and by that I mean the science and technology to actually deliver the solution. But already we're getting clear messages and signals that there's a revisionism. The day before, everybody's saying it's going to take years, and it's going to take many years to correct. Well, it's going to take even more than that, folks. But let's put in perspective a few more things. The economy can't be fixed. It has to be transformed. All right, so you're going to hear about the solution from Yoshua Yaakov, and I caution you because let's say something else. You know, the paradox is something that it sounds right, but it's wrong. It sounds wrong, but it's right. And the dilemma, that Americans face and the world also faces is you choose between a political leader and the spiritual leader. The 1% is the political leader, and that's how we all live. I recommend the latter. Now, the solution comes out of the dichotomy which separates the two. The solution to the 1% and the solution to the 99%, of the political and economic, and the spiritual, the needs of man. What's the purpose of life? That's what mankind is crying out for. Okay. So the reality of what we face globally is as follows. Another perspective. Pharaoh dreamed of 7 gaunt, very emaciated cows came up out of the Nile, and they ate 7 fat cows, and afterwards there was no difference in their appearance. They looked no different. And the Pharaoh awoke. Well, that's what we're facing. We're facing 7 to 8 years in America of recession and no relief. And so let's forget about fixing the economy, and let's all get on the same page. There is a long wave, 200-year paradigm shift. We're going from division of labor to the integration of labor. I'm the author of the integration. Well, what am I doing living in Jerusalem in 2 rooms on an income of $16,000 a year from Social Security when shall we say, I had other opportunities? Thank God, Baruch Hashem, I saw what was coming, and I decided I wanted to be with the people who would go through this struggle and be one with them. So I'm in my place. Now, please, let's all come down from the roof before we hurt ourselves, and let's listen. It's not the end of the world. We're going to get through this, but it's going to take a decade. The next 7 to 8 years are going to be very, very lean, folks, and that's all around the world. And all of the economic advisors, all 40 of them, are wrong. Demand stimulus, at the end of the day, another $2 trillion is on the table. It's going to get nowhere. You're going to invest $5+ trillion to produce a new global technological infrastructure based on the model of the new economic paradigm, and it'll take the better part of a decade to develop its first phase. It'll create tens of millions of sustainable, good-paying jobs. It'll retool, re-educate, and retrain the entire U.S. workforce. Now, all of these things we already know, but we've got to get on the same page. And one of the things that's a problem is that the solution is on two levels. There's the collapse of the local reality that ends man and mankind's exile. That's the picture that affects all mankind. Within that is the world economy, which is based upon a solution, which is the new economic paradigm. So we have two levels. We have Humanomics, which is the new East-West convergence model for the global problem, and the new economic paradigm, which is particular to the economies. Okay, so that's what the solution is, and that's the way we have to go. Now, I want to speak without much of a context, but make a reference to two men came to Israel, one from Russia and one from America. I'm the latter. And both learned from a famous rabbi, the Kabbalist Rabbah Shalog of blessed memory. And they each came to different conclusions. One teaches in Tel Aviv and claims to be the world expert. The other one teaches from Jerusalem and is a communal rabbi of a very small community, makes no such claim. But interestingly, one can tell us what the meta-narrative of 9/11 was, and the one who claims to be the world expert cannot. And that's just one example. The one in Jerusalem told us 3 weeks in advance of tsunami there would be tsunami. The one in Tel Aviv, never heard of it. Okay, let's move on. So much for the wisdom of Kabbalah and the world experts in Kabbalah. The bottom line of what has to be said here is this. The choice between experts and between the paradigmists is the dilemma that God has brought to not only Barack Obama but to other world leaders. Who is going to listen to a 66-year-old man when his work, the new economic paradigm, Humanomics is the context, the East-West convergence model, and the new economic paradigm, they're not branded. I would say right now that on the internet there's probably 100 million links to Yeshua Yaakov's work. There should be several billion, and so I'll make a very modest and secure prediction. I predict that in the next year to 18 months there'll be over 1 billion links to Humanomics in general, integration of labor and receive to give in particular, because they're the solution. And even though I am 66 and I only make have my Social Security in a few rooms, I suspect that Barack Obama and a lot of other people are going to find this address important to them. And I don't say that arrogantly or presumptively, but it's the address where the solution can be found. So thank you for listening, and I'm Yeshua Yaakov, and stay tuned.